Hi, this is Vicky Signature. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are seeing this channel for the first time, thanks for stopping by, and to my returning subscribers, thanks for always watching. So in today's tutorial, I'll be looking at how to cut and sew this beautiful exaggerated hip there. So if this is what you are really interested in, please stay tuned as we're about to start. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly subscribe and turn on your notification bell so that when a new video is being posted, you'll be the first person to see it. So let's get right into the video. So for this tutorial, I'll be making use of this Mikado. It is 2.5 yards and it will be enough for the styles. So in our last tutorial, I dropped a video on how to go about the drafting of this princess dart bustier. So it is this pattern we are using for this dress, if you see properly. So can you see the way we drafted? If you have not watched this tutorial, kindly go and watch it and then come back to this place so that we can continue from here. So this is where we stopped for the drafting of the pattern, and we discovered that we didn't alter the neckline. The neckline we are using for this dress is a V neckline. So from this our basic neckline, we are going to be coming down by 4 inches. You get, I'll be coming down by 4 inches. So after coming down by 4 inches, I'll mark it there. Now after coming down by 4 inches on the shoulder, initially we used 3 by 3, so now I'll be making half inches to make it 3.5. So after that, I'll just go ahead to connect it. So this is now our new neckline for the front. So you see that I've cancelled the other one, the former one. Now for the back, initially we used 3 by 1. So what we'll be doing is on the shoulder, I'll go in by half just as I did for the front, and then for the down part, I'll be coming down by 1 again to make a total of 2 inches neckline. So after that, I'll just take my curve tool, connect it together. So this is now our new neckline for the back. So afterward, what I'll do next is to take my scissors and then cut out the necklines that we just got now. So after cutting the back, I'll cut for the front, then we can start properly. So what we'll be doing is we just carry this pattern and then place on our pink fabric and cut. Yes, so this is a pink fabric, just as you can see. So when I'm cutting, I'll be adding ½ inch all the way around for joining, and then the side I'll be adding 1.5. But before then, let's go ahead and cut out the down part of the dress. So I'm gonna ahead to fold this part. This is me marking the wrong face in order for me not to mistake the fabric, because it's a shiny fabric, and again sometimes you may not really differentiate the wrong side of the fabric. So this is a Mikado fabric. So the length of the gown I'm making use is 40. So 40 minus 16, which is the half length I'm using, is I think 24 inches. Yes, so that is the 24 inches that I'm marking, just as you can see. So after marking the 24 inches, I decided to add 2 inches for us to turn it with our lining. So I'll be making use of 26 inches. I discovered that I was not supposed to be measuring from this other part, so I took my tape starting from the down part so that we can all see it properly. So this is the 26 inches that I'm marking. So after marking the 26 inches, what I'll be doing is I'll go ahead to connect it with a straight line. So now after connecting it, I'll be marking from my waist to hip. The waist to hip that I'm working with is 9 inches for me, so I'm making use of 9 inches. So I'll mark it on the both side, then I'll take my straight rule to connect the line together. Yes, so I'll connect the line together. Now after connecting the line together, next thing I'll be doing is on the down part, I'm just going to mark the 2 inches allowance we added so that we can easily differentiate it and know that here this is our actual measurement and then this is our allowance. So on the waistline, I'll be putting my waist measurement. Waist I'm working with is 28. 28 divided by 4 is 7 inches. That is the 7 inches I just added. So note that you get. So I'll be putting 2 inches for allowance. Yes, so that is the 2 inches that I'm putting now. So 7 inches plus 2 inches. Now on the hip I'm working with is 38. 38 divided by 4 is 9.5. So that is my 9.5. Now I'll be putting 2 extra inches for the exaggerated effect. You get, I'll put extra 2 inches. Then after that 2 inches, I'll put our basic 2 inches for our allowance. The allowance we added on the waist, so I'm adding the allowance on the hip. The 2 inches I added first was the exaggerated effect. I believe you can see it from the video. That is an exaggerated hip dress. So anything I have on the hip, I'll just take it down to the hem of the dress and then connect it straight together. Yes. So after connecting it, I'll connect from the waist down to the hip also. You can connect it curvy, you can connect it straight, but make sure that when you are done, you blend all sharp edges so that it will not be looking too sharp. Make it a bit blunt. Yes, so that is all for the cutting. So we'll go to the upper part to add our ½ inch for joining of the upper part. So that is the ½ inch that I'm marking there. So that is all for the down part of the dress. I'll just go ahead to cut it up, then we can go ahead and start cutting for the back. For us to cut the back, it's not a big deal, just to carry the front and then place on another folded fabric. And then what we'll have to do is to remove our zipper allowance. There will be a zipper at the back, so that is the zipper allowance that I'm marking. I'm making sure that everything is staying firm. So after that, I'll just go ahead to cut. I told you there is no big deal in the back. It's just same thing. It's just that I added zipper allowance to the back. So that was what makes a difference to the back now. So I'll just go ahead to pin it properly. Now this is our gun stay. Me, I still call it gun stay, but I believe there is a new name for it. So I got this gun stay. I think I bought it for 500 or so. So I'll be cutting exact same thing just as we cut for the skirt. Then I'll go ahead to iron it properly. So guys, I've ironed it on the skirt part. I discovered that the whole place is so rough. It's over 1 week that I cut this particular fabric, but I haven't had the chance to sew it. So that is why you see that the thing is folded and then squeezed. But I ironed it before I kept it there. So that is the gun stain that you see that I ironed on it. Yes, me, I still call it gun stay. So it's gun stay, I know. So I've ironed my gun stay on it. And then for the upper bodies, I've gone ahead to cut it. I told you I'll be adding ½ inch all round for sewing, and then 1.5 inches, 2.2 inches to the side for the main allowance. We added 2 inches to the side of the skirt part, so that is the 2 inches we'll be adding to the side of the upper part. I believe you understand what I'm trying to say. So now let's start by joining our piece together. So this is the center front. You see that our V is looking so pretty. So that is the center front. I'll go ahead to remove the piece of the side front and then place it together. This is a bustier, but mind you, I'm not adding a wording. I just want the style line to show. Because I'll be using a bra inside, but it's still cut in a form of bustier. So if you want to add wording, it is still very fine. You get? So now I'll just place it side front to the center front and then sew it just as you can see me describing. See the way I'm showing, I'll be sewing it with ½ inch that we added. Now for the back, it is just exact thing we did for the front that I'll be doing. So I'll carry the two sides of the center of the side back and then place it to the center back and sew it with ½ inch just I've shown. So guys, after sewing it, this is what we have. I've gone ahead to iron it properly. You see the place is laying very flat. So this is our back. This is our back piece, and then this is the back piece actually. You see that I iron my paper still. I believe I've shown this before. Now this is the front piece. You see that it's standing very well. And mind you, I didn't add any wording or any breast part to it. It is all because we cut it very perfect. Yes. So I've gone ahead to iron it properly, and then sorry my lining is not aligning at all, but please just bear with me. This work is just like a rush work, and I just have to finish it up because it's taking a longer time. So this is the lining that I'll be using for it. The colors are not matching, but it is going to match. Yes. So, and also for the down part, I've also gone ahead to turn it. This is just a basic turning of your clothes. So I've gone ahead to turn it. You see the lining that I use for the down part is also not lining. But please, when you are making yours, use a good lining. No, yes. I was doing it in a rushed way. That was why I couldn't get a matching lining. So Can you see? I've gone ahead to turn it and I've ironed it properly. So now let's start our joining. So I'll be carrying the lining for the front piece, which is the upper part. I'll join it on it just as you can see. Then take my pin to pin it down properly. Yes, to pin it down properly. So after pinning it down, I'll go to the sewing machine and then sew it down. This is just a basic way of turning your neckline. So it's still the same thing that I'm doing. There's no big deal here. So I'll go ahead to turn my neckline. After turning it, you make sure you top stitch. Yes, so then for the back of the dress, yes, for the back, which is the upper bodice, I'll be placing the lining just as seen. Then I'll also go ahead to turn the neckline and then top stitch. That is all. So guys, after sewing it and then joining it, like after sewing it with our lining, this is what we have. This is our front. I've gone ahead to top stitch and then sew the side of it. So next thing we'll be doing is we are going to be flipping it over to the good face and then we'll go ahead to what, iron it properly. So when I'm done ironing, I'll bring it. So after ironing it, this is what we have. It's looking so pretty already. So this is our front and then this is our back. So next thing we'll be doing is we are going to be joining our shoulders together. So this is how I'll be joining the shoulders together. You see the way I'm placing it, lining to lining, fabric to fabric. Then I'll flip the lining to make the fabric to come inside. Yes, so after doing it like that, I'll go to the sewing machine and then arrange it properly and sew it down with half of an inch. You discover it is half inch we have been adding, so it is still that half inch we'll be using it to sew. We cannot use quarter inch or 1 inch, so it is still our 1/2 inch we'll be using. So anything I do to this side, I'll definitely do it to the other shoulder. So after joining the shoulders, this is what we have and it's looking so pretty already. Yeah, so our upper body is halfway ready. So now we'll be adding the down part of the dress now. So this is the skirt part of the down of the upper of the front. So I'll be placing it just as you can see me doing like this. Then I'll go to the sewing machine and sew it with our what, 1/2 inch that we've been adding. So I'll sew it with 1/2 of an inch and then for the back I'll do same thing. Then I'll bring it. So guys, after sewing it with 1/2 of an inch, this is what we have. It's looking so pretty already, right? So now let's move to the back and then see what we have there. So the back, I pin it in order for the whole thing to stay in place. So now I'll just go ahead to pin all the bodies together. Yes, so after pinning it, I'll be marking my 1.75 inches allowance that is left in order for me to shapen the clothes. If you are not satisfied with the 1.75 inches, because we added 2 inches and then we sew quarter inch, then you have to measure your bodies and then shape it very well. So after that, I'll go ahead to sew it on my sewing machine just as I have marked. So anything I do here, I'll do to the other side and I'll bring it. So guys, after sewing it, this is what we have. I love the way this tutorial is going so fast and simple. Yes, so after doing that, this is what we have, and then this is our zipper. I'll go ahead to fix the zipper and then bring it. So guys, in our last tutorial, I dropped a tutorial on how to cut a basic sleeve. So if you haven't watched that tutorial, please kindly go and watch it. So after cutting the basic sleeve, I just slashed it and then added some little allowance up. So now I've gone ahead to add my paper stay on the sleeve. I believe you can see what I'm trying to say. And then please don't mind my brown lining for the sleeve also. I told you earlier that this is just like a rush work for me, but you know all these things they are not going to show, and it's my dress, you get, so it is not going to show. So that is why I just use it. So I've also cut the lining just as the fabric. I'll go to the sewing machine and then turn the lining with the fabric together. So I'm just making sure I place everything properly so that it is not shaking. So this is where our pin comes in a very good use. So after that, I'll go to the sewing machine just as I've said. I'll go and sew it with half of an inch, just as you can see me doing like that. So after sewing it with half of an inch, I'll top stitch on it. It is good you top stitch something like this so that it is not going to poke out and it's going to lay flat. So can you see, after top stitching, this is what we have. Can you see the top stitch? Yes. So next thing I'll be doing is to go and iron it properly, then I'll bring it. So guys, after ironing it, this is what I have. I added gun stay paper go sorry I added hemming gun in order for it to lay flat. I added hemming gun. That is why I see that the lining is not shaking from the main fabric. So now let's do what we are supposed to do here. Now our sleeve, our round armhole is 17.5. So when I do that, I'll be making use of 9 inches. So I'll be marking 9 inches from the edges of this piece that I have. So that is my 9 inches there, and then from this edge I'll be marking 9 inches also. So this is our 9 inches. So the remaining piece, that is what we'll be pleating. So this is still the 9 inches that I'm marking on this other side. So let's go ahead and pleat it together, then we know what to do. So now we are going to pick our pin and then make sure we pleat it together. So this space that is left on the upper part, that is where we'll be pleating. So at the end of the day, I had 5 pleats. So let's pleat it together so that we all can see it. So this is our pleat 1. Yes. Make sure all the pleats are going in same direction so that when you are done, it is going to align very well. And this is our pleat 2. Right, this is our pleat 2. Now we'll go to pleat number 3. It is good you number all those things so that when you are doing the second sleeve, you don't make that one too big or you don't make it too small, so that when you wear it, all of them are looking same. You get what I'm saying, ba? So this is our pleat 4, right? Yes, this is our pleat 4, ba? Yes, this is our pleat 4. And then I'm going to do our last pleat, which is our pleat 5. So guys, after doing that, what I'll do is I'll go to the sewing machine and then stitch on top of the pins, on top of the pleats that I did. You discover that our sleeve is coming out very fine now. So after stitching on the pleats, this is what we have. It's looking so fine already. So now what we are going to do is we are going to be marking our armhole round. So my armhole round is 17.5 inches. So when I mark it, I have 8.75 inches. So that is the 8.75 inches I'll be marking there. So from that side, I'll just draw my chalk down to the length of the sleeve. Then I'll go to the sewing machine and sew it down with half of an inch. Then with that line, then I'll bring it not half of an inch again. So after sewing it, this is what we have. So now let's go ahead and fold down the sleeve in order for us to fix it on our dress properly. So this excess that is left, I'll be doing this shape in order for us not to sew it like that on the bodice. So this is how I'll be folding it. Look at the way I'm doing it. So after doing that, I'll use my pin to secure it properly, and I'll also be doing exact same thing on the bodice also. So that is what I'm doing on the bodice now, that V shape that I did, in order for us not to in order for the sewing not to affect it. Yes, and in order for it not to be bulky at that end. So that is why we are doing that, and then for us to know our starting point. I believe you understand what I'm saying. So after doing the one of the bodies, which is of the main dress, this is what we have. So now we are going to be fitting our sleeve properly. So I'll bring the sleeve and I'll make sure right side of the sleeve is facing the right side of the fabric. Can you see what I'm saying now? So I place it like this. You see the way I'm placing it, right? Make sure that the center of the sleeve is facing the center of the armhole. Then after that, I'll go ahead to secure it with pin. Why we are securing it with pin is for us to have a sweet sewing. So after securing it with pin, I'll just go to the sewing machine and sew it all round. And then that is all for the tutorial. You see, it's so nice. I'll do same thing to the other sleeve, and then that is all for this tutorial. Hope you'll be giving it a try. This is our beautiful outcome. Bye and see you in my next tutorial.